Bueno, acabamos de escuchar Constellation de la banda Alaska Blue y ya está la gente para hacer la entrevista, así que vamos a ir para adelante, a ver cómo va esto. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yes, how are you?
Perfecto, thanks for your time, for your support. We are live, we are going to start with the interview. Thanks for being here. So, please tell us your full name, where are you from and how old are you?
Okay, thank you to you for having us, first of all. My name is David. Actually, my Italian name is Davide. I know it's hard to pronounce, so David, it's fine. I'm 30 years old, 30 years old, and that's it. I'm from Italy, from Bergamo.
Bergamo, okay. And who is with you?
My name is Elisabetta, and I'm 24 years old, 25 on the 22nd of May.
Okay.
And I'm from Bergamo too.
Okay, I'm going to make a little translation for the Spanish listeners. Estamos hablando con la gente de Alaska Blue, estamos hablando con Davide, sorry my accent, que tiene 30 años, y estamos hablando con Elisabetta también, que tiene 25, y son de Bergamo, de Italia. And can you tell us which is your first memory of you listening to music?
I started listening to music when I was little because my father is a musician and my mother has always sang. But I think the moment when I realized that how much I loved music was when my dad gave me 2 records. One was The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd, and the second one was Deja Vu by Crosby, Still, Nash & Young. And from then on I started listening to music in a true sense of the word, and understanding that was what I wanted to do in my life.
Okay, and for you, David?
It's hard to me remember the first time, of course, but I can tell that one of the most important one for me was a Christmas a long time ago. I was little, and it was like, I don't know why, but it was a sad one. But then my dad put The Dark Side of the Moon too by Pink Floyd, and it was a crazy Christmas, as you can imagine. I was like, what is this recording? What's this music? It was amazing. Yeah.
Okay, bueno, nos estaba contando Elisabetta que su padre es músico y los primeros recuerdos de ella escuchando música fueron con Dark Side, cuando el padre puso Dark Side of the Moon, y también Deja Vu de Crosby, Still and Nash, y David en una Christmas, en una Navidad, el padre puso Dark Side of the Moon. Sí, crazy, completely crazy, terrible lo que nos están contando de Bergamo, increíble. And can you tell us with which kind of persons do you meet when you were young? They were all musicians, your friends, or not?
Mine?
Both.
Both. Well, my dad, no. I have some uncles which are musicians. They play piano, guitar, but my parents don't. But especially my mother, she listens a lot of music, so all the time in the house while she was cleaning, this kind of stuff, always music on.
And Bergamo is in North Italy or in the
North
south?
Italy, near Milan.
Near Milan. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have the chance to speak with the people of Italy, but in the south. So you are the first one from the north. Perfect. See, and can you tell us which was your first instrument and the first song that you learned?
Mine was guitar. Because as I told you before, one uncle of mine was playing guitar, so I was interested into it. And I played guitar from when I was 13. Okay. From then on, I always played guitar, yeah.
Okay. And for you, Elizabeth?
My first instrument was my voice, because I'm the singer of the band, of the Alaska Blue band. So I started to take singing lessons when I was 14 years old, okay. About 14 years old. And from about 2 years now, I started playing guitar and keyboard too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you were young, with which kind of people do you meet with your friends? And you sing with your friends?
Yes, when I started to go to to music school, I met a lot of people that sing or that play instruments, and also my father was a musician. So,
which kind of musician was your is your father?
My father played the guitar and
percussion,
drums. Yeah.
Nice, beautiful, beautiful. And when you started singing, which songs do you sing?
When I started, probably pop songs like Birdie songs or Rihanna, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was hard to sing Rihanna, that kind of things?
I think it's hard. Yeah, it's
the attitude.
Yeah, the attitude. It's difficult to express.
I can imagine, because most of the people thinks that pop music is silly, but it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
Not always. No.
Okay. And can you tell us, are there any places to study music for free, or you have to pay always in Bergamo?
I would say you always have to pay, but there are like some music school like conservatory in Italian. I don't know the English word, which you pay in
a minimal minimal fee based on
your income.
Yeah.
But totally free, no.
It's hard to get in the conservatory. It's hard.
You have to do some like tests, exams, yes.
Okay.
It's not like free access, yeah.
Okay. Bueno, lo que nos estaban contando Elisabetta Beta nos estaba contando que al principio ella cantaba, para empezar, cuando ella era joven, que estaba en una escuela de música, cantaba canciones pop, y lo que estábamos hablando también, que no es fácil cantar canciones pop. It's not easy to sing pop songs, y que también hay posibilidades de estudiar música en conservatorios en Italia. No son caros, hay que pagar muy poquito, pero sí quizás es un poco difícil de entrar porque hay un test para entrar. Así que eso es más o menos el panorama musical. And can you tell us which was the first concert that you went?
My first concert was a concert of an Italian band that called Le Luci della Centrale Elettrica. And it was a band led by Vasco Brondi. That was the singer of the band, and it was a very good concert in Milan. I was probably 15 years old, and now that band broke up, but Vasco Brondi remained the only artist.
Which kind of music is? It's pop music, cantautor italiano, that kind of thing.
Cantautor italiano, I would say, yeah.
Yeah. Indie rock, something like that.
Okay. And the band was from the 80s, from the 90s, which kind of?
From the early 2000s, I think.
Perfect. Then you have to pass some links of Italian music, because in Argentine we don't have a lot of Italian music, actual music. It's like classical music and opera, that kind of things. But the pop music doesn't go to Argentina, so that's why we like to meet you. And for you, David.
For me, the first concert I went to was to Italian singer named Giorgia, because she was the favorite singer of my mother. So she was like, "Let's go, everyone!" And it was a very nice concert. She's a singer, but she sings like a little bit. It's a pop artist, of course, but she has like a blues or jazzy flavor in it. She's a really nice voice. A really nice one. I really enjoy.
And it was in a big place or in a small place?
No, it was in a medium theater in Turin, always in the north side.
Wow, perfect. And can you tell us how did Alaska Blue begin and why you put that name?
Well, I would say it began because we meet in a piano class, actually.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
The first lesson, we didn't take any other lesson, just that one. We meet there, and we started to play acoustic songs, like covers, like Jack Johnson or I don't know, Nora Johnson.
Nora Jones.
Gregory
Beautiful.
Porter, yeah, those kind of stuff. And we used to bask, so make basking, so playing in the street,
Sí.
and then slowly we switch in original music, let's say so. And the name, it was we didn't choose it, honestly, the name, because when she was young she read a book named
Looking for Alaska by John Green.
Wow. Sí, sí, sí.
Yeah. And so I decided to use the name Alaska for my social networks.
as a nickname.
Yeah, as a
Sí.
nickname. And every people that...
My friends told me, "Are you playing with Alaska tonight? Where are you playing with Alaska?" You know what I mean?
Sí,
So
sí,
it was
sí.
like, when we wrote the first song, we were like, okay, how we should name us? And it was like, okay, let's say Alaska, because everyone was, and we decided to say blue because blue in English sometimes it means like sad, melancholic, and our songs are a little bit sad, so it was like, okay, Alaska blue.
No, I don't think. I want to talk about that because for me it's incredible because the way that Italian people mix. I don't know, American music with your own music. It's completely, it's incredible for us to listen to that because, in Argentine happens something more or less the same, that we take the rock or the reggae music, for example, and we make it Argentine. I think that the Italian people makes the same, but in a completely different way, See, because, and now it's Eurovision going on.
Yeah.
I hate the music of Eurovision, sorry for that. See? But it's incredible the Italian pop music is completely different from the rest of Europe. Or what do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's true. Maybe Italians have their own style of making music. Yeah,
Exactly.
I would say so.
Sí.
But Lucio Corsi, I think it's nice.
Yeah.
See, of course. See, and why you think that you have your own type of music?
What you mean exactly? I mean,
No, the difference is between the European pop and Italian pop. Why you think you have another kind of music?
I would say like the melody. No?
Exactly.
I don't know how to say that, but for example, Lucio Corsi, I
Okay.
can hear is Italian, even if he was singing in English, I can hear that, and he reminds me some 60s Italian
Yeah,
songwriters.
it's true.
Exactly,
Also for
exactly.
me.
Perfect explanation. Bueno, lo que nos estaban contando un poco, que ellos le pregunté cómo había empezado Alaska Blues y nos dijeron que se encontraron ellos dos en unas lessons, en unas clases de piano, y empezaron a tocar música acústica, hacer covers, por ejemplo, de Jack Johnson, y empezaron a tocar en la calle, pidiendo cosas, todo, y cuando empezaron a hacer conciertos, ellos le preguntaban a dónde tocaba Alaska, porque Elizabeth había leído un libro en donde se nombraba Alaska, bueno, y así les quedó también el nombre. Y nos estaba contando también, muy interesante, porque a mí me parece que el pop italiano es súper diferente al resto de Europa, y lo que nos estaba contando es que tiene reminiscencias de los 60, de cantautores italianos de los 60, y se nota mucho con the accent, the Italian accent, y ahí lo que nos decía, que por ejemplo hay cantores, cantantes italianos que aunque canten en inglés, el acento es italiano, y ahí es a donde se ve una diferencia terrible. In 2020 you released your first single, Outside. How was the recording process of that first single?
The recording process of Outsider was very, very simple because we didn't have much equipment or much funds to spend
in a
for a
studio.
studio. So we we did already in our home studio, and one of our friend, Francesco Roncalli, mixed the record. Yeah.
And he recorded also the cajon. It's in Spanish. It says cajon. Okay. Yes,
Perfect.
That one. And the percussion. Yes, so that was our first single. Yeah.
Wow. And you think that there are much differences between playing in the street and playing on a studio?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. In fact, our album that is being released yesterday, by the way, we recorded in a studio live without the click, and all together, playing together. And some friends of us came over and sit down on the floor while we were recording. So we, to have the taste of a street performance, I don't know, kind of magic, yeah.
Beautiful. You are the first band that we met that did that. Beautiful experience.
Really?
Wow. See. I'm going to recommend people to be. I think that the atmosphere in the studio is completely different when you have a lot of people and you. Wow, beautiful experience. Muy bueno. Nos estaban contando, es la primera vez que escuchamos, que le pregunté por la grabación del primer simple que se llama Outsider, y lo que ellos nos contaban que hay mucha diferencia obviamente entre tocar en la calle y tocar en un estudio, y lo que ellos hicieron es invitar un montón de amigos cuando estaban grabaron en vivo, invitaron un montón de amigos y bueno, así fue como salió, y bueno, para mí por lo menos el resultado es excelente. I really love the atmosphere. I'm a big trip hop fan, like Massive Attack and that kind of things, and I think that you have more or less that kind of groups, and atmosphere, and that's why I don't think that your music is sad.
Okay, thank
no,
you.
Beautiful. So, and in April of this year, you release your last single, Basil, and your complete album. You have many differences in the recording process.
Yes, as we told, Outsider, it's been recorded in our home studio. Instead, Basil and this album, it's recorded in a proper studio, and it's proper mixed by a studio.
Wow.
The name Basil, it's because this song, it talks about the bittersweet feeling when you travel, especially when you go far away, that you do a lot of nice things, crazy things, you see so many people and stuff like that, but also you spend a lot of time without the people that loves you, like grandparents, that one day they will leave you, of course, because that's life. And so that's like the bittersweet feeling, you are happy because you are away in places you never been before, but also your grandparents are growing old. And Basil, because it's for Italian, at least, it's it's the symbol of grandparents. They always cook, il sugo, tomato sauce, you know what I mean? And the house always smells like basil, so that's...
For me, this kind of conversation is incredible because my grandparents were Italian people from the north, from Vicenza,
Vicenza, yes.
And I never been to Vicenza. I'm now living in Barcelona, and I have the chance to go sometimes to Italia. I went to Rome and that kind of things. But it's incredible that my family is really far away in Argentina. They have the same things, with the basil. Always the parents make basil. See, my grandparents have a basil plantation in the backyard of the home. That is
it's essential, the basil.
And for me, it's incredible to meet Italian people that are more or less the same persons that my grandfathers. So it's like
wow,
crazy. It's incredible to have this conversation for me. Bueno, lo que los estaba contando es que la grabación del último disco es completamente diferente, porque sí fueron en un estudio profesional, no era el estudio casero de ellos. La producción fue un poco más intensa porque fueron en un estudio, y aparte tienen un single que se llama Basil, que es albahaca is in Spanish, the word of basil, sí. Y todo lo que nos estaba contando sobre ese simple que sacaron es porque es algo muy típico italiano, muy típico de los padres, que le ponen la albahaca toda a la pasta. In Argentine we say tuco to the tomato sauce. Al tuco, sí. Le ponen albahaca a todo, entonces es una palabra muy familiar para ellos y aparte es una especie de sensación que tienen cuando viajan, que uno está, ese sabor así medio agridulce que uno viaja y tiene muchas experiencias de conocer lugares nuevos, pero también uno como que extraña un poco todo lo que su familia y su casa, así que es la mezcla de todo eso, the kind of mix of all of that is the taste of the album, I think. Sí. Excelente, sí, wow, you make me nostalgia, nostalgia, a lot of nostalgia of my parents, thanks for that. Sí. And do you have any composition process?
We don't have a composition process because sometimes we
start from the lyrics.
We start from the lyrics and then we create melodies and sometimes we started with melodies and then we create
music
the
and lyrics. Yeah.
Beautiful. You have any place that you like to compose, or it's everywhere?
I would say everywhere. Yeah.
Perfect. Bueno, lo que nos estaba contando que no tienen un método de composición en particular, que a veces arrancan con las letras y a veces arrancan con una melodía de guitarra o algunos acordes, y que pueden llegar a componer en cualquier lado, no tienen un lugar preferido para componer. And what things inspires you to make music, to write music?
Well, the everyday life, I would say. Every day, even if you have a boring life, always, all the time happen strange things, okay? Always. So that's the point we start from music.
But I think that point, that is perfect what you say. It's for me that is really Italian, because you can make stories about boring life, I think that in the rest of Europe that doesn't happen. But in the north, that Scandinavian people and that they are always like bored, and I have a bored life. I'm not going to make it any story of this. So, and that is a really different thing, of Italian people. Sí, muy bueno. Bueno, lo que nos estaban contando es que las cosas para escribir son de las cosas diarias que ellos ven, lo que ven alrededor. Manu is going to meet you now. I'm going to admit him. It's the other person that makes the radio with me. Manu, hello, ¿estás ahí? Ahí está. Manu.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Manu, es impresionante. I'm going to make a little briefing of the interview. Es terrible, estamos hablando con gente del norte de Italia, con Alaska Blue, y Manu no sabe lo que nos pasa porque mis abuelos eran del norte de Italia, es la primera vez que entrevistamos a gente y son iguales a mi abuelo. Sí, nos comentaba, por ejemplo, que tienen una canción que se llama Basil, que es albahaca, y nos decía que a la albahaca, por ejemplo, es algo que todos los abuelos, todos los padres le meten al tuco, a las salsas, y es algo muy común en la comida italiana. Sí, buenísimo lo que nos están contando. Y a mí me hizo acordar mucho, mi abuelo tenía una plantación de albahaca en el jardín de su casa y le ponía a todo, entonces me agarró una nostalgia, me partieron, bro. Y es muy gracioso. Otra cosa también que encontramos en común, le pregunté ya estamos por la parte de composición y de todo eso en la entrevista, y lo que ellos nos dicen que escriben de cualquier cosa, inclusive si hay una historia aburrida o si tenés una vida aburrida, también escriben sobre eso, y ese punto también me pareció algo muy diferente de los italianos con el resto de Europa particularmente, que pueden tener una vida aburrida pero sin embargo escriben de eso, ¿entendés? Y se divierten, o sea, que es muy diferente al resto de Europa, cosas que ya hemos comentado con vos y con otras bandas, así que seguimos. Le vamos a preguntar sobre la inteligencia artificial, Manu. Do you use artificial intelligence?
No, we don't use that.
Okay. Tampoco, ostras.
Even for make the test from Instagram and that kind of stuff, even for that you don't use IA.
For Instagram, no, I use sometimes it's Italian site, I don't know, reverso context, something like that. I don't know, which like you put a word like I don't know, happiness, and he finds you a English sentence with happiness in it and Italian, so you can also understand how to use it, stuff like that. Yeah.
To translate, translate.
For translate, yeah, or if you don't know how to use it properly,
okay.
So you find it in a context.
Sí, buenísimo. Bueno, es muy raro porque es la primera, se nota mucho la diferencia entre Italia del Norte, Manu, que ya hemos entrevistado a bandas de Italia del Norte, del Sur, es la primera banda de Italia del Norte y es súper diferente de todo lo que nos está contando. Bueno, nos estaban contando también que no utilizan la inteligencia artificial, pero sí para, por ejemplo, traducir cosas o poner palabras en otro idioma en contexto y poder aprender cómo se usan. And how do you produce your visual parts? The photos and the videos.
We have a couple of analogic cameras.
Cameras that we use to taking photos,
Pictures,
taking pictures, and also a digital camera that we use to make videos. But it's an old camera from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, vintage, kind of vintage.
Yeah. The one we used to use when we were kids, you know, you go to a school trip and you take the old nasty camera, that kind of stuff.
Excelente, sí. And always in the school trips someone drops the camera. Ve lo que pasa, mano, es terrible. Son muy parecidos a nosotros, o sea, que lo que nos estaba contando, bueno, que las ¿cómo se llama? Me estoy riendo, me hace acordar un montón de you make me remember of a lot of stories. Sí. Bueno, lo que nos estaba contando para hacer las fotos y para hacer los videos utilizan cámaras vintage, tienen una cámara analógica y también una digital muy vieja, y lo que nos estaba contando que son esas cámaras viejas que uno usa en los colegios cuando iba de colegio school trip y que siempre se le cae en todas partes del mundo, a algunos se le cae la cámara en algún lado. Manu, ¿alguna pregunta sobre el estilo, si querés, o Italia?
No, más con app sobre el sonido. Me encanta el sonido de la guitarra del brother, pero bueno, si querés más adelante nos metemos ahí.
Vamos con, ya quedan 3 preguntas. Manu is a guitar player and he likes the sound of your guitar. Can you explain the sound, the pedals that you use and the guitar?
I love the sound you use in Mi sono innamorato di te. It's like a chorus, a little chorus. I don't know. I love that sound.
Yeah.
What pedals? I want to know the pedals, the name, everything.
I don't know. I have actually my pedal board is in my car because tonight we have a live show, so it's already there.
But it's a pedal board.
Yeah, pedal board.
Okay.
You know, classic things, overdrive, a chorus, a couple of reverb. Okay. I really love reverbs. Oh my god. A delay from the boss. Yeah, I can send you the picture if you want to.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Perfect.
No, in Mi sono innamorato di te, that's kind of song. I love that kind of song. It sounds like so sweet, you know?
Sí.
Yeah.
Ahí está, Manu, agarraste de vuelta la palabra perfecta, porque ellos estaban diciendo que la música quizás de ellos es medio triste. No es triste, me parece, o sea, quizás es más dulce.
No, más dulce.
Ahí está. Sí, we are talking because your music is not sad. For Manu, it's more kind of sweet, you know. It's not sad.
Okay.
We think that,
We really appreciate.
Perfect. So, can you tell us something about what do you think about the actual music scene in Italy?
Well, I think we have a rich scene. Okay, a lot of artists, a lot of very good independent artists. That's a lot. You know, in our hometown, Bergamo, which I know, of course, the best because I live here, I think there are a lot of very good artists, very talented, but not a lot of place where to play live. Because unfortunately, I think it's the sad thing. In Italy, of course, people go to listen the big concerts of the big names. Exactly. And the independent artists that are not famous yet, not much. So sometimes it could be hard to find a place where to play. Perfect. I think it's more easy, I don't know, in London. We played in London, in Berlin, and it was much easier because people go there even if they don't know you. They go because they are like, yeah, let's find out some new music, you know what I mean? Perfect. In Italy, people go always where they know already the artist and you know. would say so.
Ahí está. Manu nos estaba contando que ya nos han contado varias bandas, o sea, está hablando más específicamente de Bérgamo. En toda Italia hay muchos artistas independientes, aparte de la escena grande, y una cosa que nos estaba contando específicamente de Bérgamo es que no hay muchos lugares para ir. Lo que pasa es que también, you are comparing with London, you know, it's like...
No, I know, but even in Milan...
Okay. Bueno, y estaba comparando la escena con Londres, por ejemplo, o Berlín, que hay un montón es como que la gente está más abierta a ver grupos nuevos. Entonces la gente va a bares o a lugares más chiquitos para encontrar grupos nuevos, o está más abierta. En vez en Italia es un poquito más difícil, son más cerrados y van ya directamente a los grupos más grandes o que están consagrados, o para escuchar lo que quieren escuchar directamente. And can you tell us something about the Alaska Blue, your future plans?
I would just tell you one thing, because you say, right, London is a big city, of course, but we played also in Croatia, in Zagreb. Zagreb it's not a big city, but even there people went to come to us, to listen to us, even if we are not famous, of course. In Italy it's harder. It's incredible. And our future plans, I would say, tonight we're playing because we released the CD, the album yesterday, but we are already recording a new album, and that we hope we can play it abroad.
Yeah.
Wow.
It would be great to play abroad and to take this album to new people.
Perfect.
Yeah.
To travel with music.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Best life.
Sí, the best life. Exactly. Sí, totalmente de acuerdo. Bueno, lo que nos estaba contando es que también dijo que, bueno, tuvieron la oportunidad de tocar en otros lugares no tan grandes también, y que la recepción del público quizás era un poquito, sintieron ellos que la recepción del público era un poquito mejor que en Bérgamo. Y lo que nos estaban contando, tienen hoy a la noche un show, ya se están yendo, tiene la pedalboard ahí en el auto ya para salir, y tiene una presentación a la noche, van a seguir presentando el disco, y aparte lo que ellos quieren, ya tienen un disco nuevo para lanzar y viajar con la música, que dicen que el mejor estilo la mejor manera de vivir. Manu, si te parece, ¿tenés alguna otra pregunta?
No, simplemente pensaba, no sé por qué se me acordé de Kim Pepe, ¿viste?
Sí,
como que también, el artista que viajaba también.
Perfecto.
Mucho, como que me acordé de Kim Pepe.
Tienen ese estilo, sí. Then we are going to send you the link of an artist from Malta. From Malta. Maybe you can write to her and meet, or going to play to Malta.
Wow,
sí.
Beautiful.
Buena idea, Manu. Sí. Maybe you can write. Sí, because it's similar the kind of music. Maybe you can make her. Sí, of course.
Wow, really? Thanks.
Sí.
Yes, she's an artist who called Kim Pepe. He travel and you make me remember.
Sí,
Wow.
the style. Sí, perfecto.
Really, thank you so much.
No,
really,
no,
thank you.
I love the mask you have behind you.
The mask. Yeah, we used that big one for the cover of our album. Yeah, I love masks. Yeah.
Have a meaning, or is just a mask?
Actually, I don't know that, because I love it, and a friend of mine who was in India, he bought me, you know. So it was like, yes, please do that.
Yes, because you are so sweet in the music and the image is like angry, so
we are mixed. The opposite.
So we are mixed. Excellent.
Muy bueno, sí.
Pablo, cerrala.
Sí. Just to finish the interview, we are going to play the acoustic version of Cigarette. It's beautiful, that song. Can you tell us something about that particular song?
I would say it's we wrote that in Naples, I remember, which is Napoli, a city near the sea, and it was a cold winter day, I remember, and it's a song actually about people who are like losing comfort because of the economy, you know. It's they don't pay you enough, so sometimes it's difficult, and that's our point of view, at least.
You agree?
Yeah, I'm agree.
Excellent.
Excellent. And
Thank you.
thanks for your time. See, we are going to send you some links on the interview when the live show ends. Thank you very much for your time, and it's been a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
guys.
much.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for your time.
Casting sorrow into the sea. Some don't care to say what they think. Tonight I have a desire to leave. If I leave God wasted. There is love in those working class homes. The bus is late, the bus won't come. I got time on watches when I was low. I used to feel okay with this, but now I don't. Drowning fears into the sea. They don't care to think what they say. I find in you my mother's gaze. I miss you to death. There is pain in those working class homes. The bus is late, the bus won't come. I light a cigarette while we walk. I used to feel okay with this place, but now I go. Day,